Hey subscribers and watchers, welcome back again. In the previous video we have seen that once we rotate the screen, the progress bar will disappear and the user will no longer see the progress whether the image is downloaded or not. So in this video I will show you two different techniques that you can tackle this problem. The first method that we are gonna use is we are gonna log rotation. We are gonna log the screen so the user won't be able to rotate the screen. When the async task starts its work, it gets an instant of that activity and start working with that. Once the user rotates the screen, a new activity will get created and there will be a new instance of that activity, and the previous async task has no idea of the new created activity, and that's why when the user rotates the screen he won't be able to see the progress. So the first technique that I'm gonna show you in here, first we will log the screen. How to do that? We'll go to inside my async task and on the on pre-execute method we will force the orientation to portrait and landscape. First we must check that if the current screen is portrait or landscape. If it is portrait, then we request the orientation to be in the portrait mode, and if it is in landscape we must force the screen to be in landscape. First we need an instance of context, and inside the if clause I'm gonna say, so in here we need a context as we are inside the main activity which is a subclass of app compact activity. We can use this as a context. So I say main activity dot this dot get resources, and I call the get configuration method because the configuration method has all the info about the screen and many more. So dot get configuration, and I say if it is in portrait or landscape. As you can see, there are several methods inside the class of configuration method. You can use them based on your usage. So in here I use the orientation variable to check whether it is portrait or landscape, equals to configuration dot orientation portrait. If the screen is in portrait mode, so I will force the activity to stay in the portrait mode, else I will request the screen to be in the landscape. How can I do that? Once again I use the main activity dot this dot set requested orientation. This method will force or will log the current screen to be in portrait or landscape based on the parameter that you provide in here. So I say activity info dot screen orientation portrait. If the orientation is not portrait, so we must force the screen to stay in the landscape. So I say main activity dot this dot set request orientation activity info dot screen orientation into the portrait mode, screen orientation into the landscape mode, screen orientation landscape. First, when the user opens the app and the async task starts its work, it will check that if the current screen is in the portrait mode, so it will force the screen to stay in the portrait mode. If it is in landscape, request orientation will force that activity to stay in the landscape mode. Once the do in background has finished its work, the task which you have given to the do in background method, once that task has finished, it will call the on post execute. So inside of on post execute we will call another method to set or to release the screen, to release the log so that the user can rotate the screen. If I go in this way and do not set these configurations, will stay either in landscape or portrait. You must release the log. Once the task has downloaded, in here you must use that context which is main activity dot this dot set request orientation. In here you must use the orientation sensor to release or to reset all those configurations that you have set inside the on pre-execute method. So I use activity info dot screen orientation sensor. Okay, it will reset the screen so the user can rotate once again. While the image is in the progress, the user will not change the rotation. Once the task has finished, then the on post execute will reset the previous configuration for the screen. Okay, so let's run and see it what happened. So in here you must observe the emulator. We will rotate the emulator and we will see what happens. So I click on this one. So when I click on the download image, so the progress bar will start its work. Okay, and if I rotate the screen will not get changed. Once the task has finished, the user can rotate the screen. That is where we have used this configuration in here. So let's click on the download image. As you can see, the progress starts its work. If we change the screen orientation, as you can see, the screen didn't rotate. It's still in the portrait mode. If I change it once again, it's still in the portrait mode. You have to wait till the download finishes. Then you can rotate the screen. So it's gonna take a few seconds. You must have patience. We will wait. Once the download has finished, then we will rotate the screen. So now we will rotate the screen. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you will call the screen orientation sensor to release the log that you have set those configuration inside the method of on pre-execute. If you do not use this screen orientation sensor, the screen will stay in the portrait or in the landscape mode. This is it for this video, and in the next video we will see the second method that we can lock the screen, which is very recommended way by the developer to use the second method. Also, it is based on your usage if you are using the first method or the second method. So bear with me guys, in the next video we will cover and we will talk much about the screen orientation and configuration about async tasks. So have fun learning. And also, if you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe us and leave us your thoughts in the comment boxes below this video, and I will answer them ASAP. So have fun learning, peace out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.